Good morning. So in this video, mathematics of formula problem formulations. The problem of economical scheduling, of hydro plant can be considered one of the minimizing the cost of fuel of a thermal plant, subject to the constraint of water availability for hydro generation over a given period of operation. That is, the problem of minimizing the operating cost of hydrothermal system can be viewed as the one of minimizing the fuel cost of thermal plant under the constraint of water availability for hydro generation for a given period of time. That is, the problem is to determine Q of T, water discharge in meter cube per second, so as to be minimize the cost of thermal power generation. For a certain period of time, it is assumed that the storage of the reservoir of a beginning and end are specified. Beginning and end at the end are specified. Because of the main aim of the topic, to reduce the fuel cost of thermal power plant. I have some constraint. The first one is storage the reservoirs at a specified beginning and at the end of the are specified. Water flow into the reservoir and load demand on the system. On the system are known as frequency of time with the complete certainty. The problem is to determine Q of T, water discharge in meter cube per second, so as to minimize cost of thermal generation. Minimum F of T equal to sigma Fn function of P of T. Pt means thermal power generation. In the hydrothermal power plant, the operation is a complex because of those hydro and thermal are interconnected to supplying the central load. So the main aim of the operating cost of fuel in thermal power plant, to minimize the cost of thermal generation, Ft minimum Ft equal to sigma Fn of Pt. Here the Pt means power generation of thermal. Here to the constraints, subjected to constraints. Under the following constraints, there are three types of constraints. One is the power balance equality. The power balance equation of hydrothermal scheduling. Power generation plus power generation at hydro plant plus power generation at a thermal plant is equal to total losses plus total demand, load demand. So the power balance equality, Pt plus Ph minus Pd minus PL equal to 0. The second constraint is water availability. Once water is availability by using power generated in hydro plant, the cost of fuel of thermal power plant can be minimized. So the water availability W of T minus W of 0 is equal to Double of t minus double of 0 minus 0 to t q of t dt plus j of t into dt. This is the water availability of constraints. Here the x of dash of t, double of the water storage in the reservoir at end beginning of the time period of t. Third one, hydro generation Pgh of t is the function of hydro storage and water storage and water. There are three constraints. One is the power balance equal total power generation hydrothermal system is equal to total load demand plus total losses, nothing but Pt plus minus Ph minus Pd minus Pl equal to 0. This is the power balance equation. Next constraint is water availability constraint, W of t minus W of 0 minus 0 to t j of t into dt plus g integral of 0 to t q of dt. W of t is the water storage in the reservoir at the end and beginning of the time period. And third constraints, the hydro generation pH of Pgh of t is function of hydro discharge and hydro and water storage. Water storage. This is the function of third constraint, hydro generation, and Pg of t equal to pH equal to f of W of dash of t comma P of t. Here the double dash of t is the water storage and Q of t is the discharge. This is the function of hydropower generation. These are the following constraints. And so third constraints, the hydro generation pH function, this is the hydro generation pH. Third constraints, pH function of the rate of discharge and water discharge are head. The next, hydroelectric plant models. Hydroelectric plant motor models. The next topic is continuation. The total structure of a hydroelectric power plant can be divided into three types. One is the hydraulic structure, the second one is the turbines, and third one is the alternators. Totally, the structure of hydro power plant is divided into three parts. One is the hydraulic structure, turbine second one, and third one is the alternator. The hydraulic structure in a hydroelectric power station consists of so many parts are there. The hydraulic structure in a hydroelectric power station consists of reservoir, dam, trash rack, and surge tank, spillways, penstock. There are parts are involved the structure of hydro power plant. So first one, the one part of is there, the main important, the reservoir. It is the store the water. It store the water during rainy season and supply the same during the dry season. The purpose it store the water, maybe it's used to run the prime mover. So reservoir is the function of to store the water during rainy season and supply the same during the dry season. It purpose to store the water which may be used to run the prime mover. The second one is dam. The second one is the dam. Dam means it is a barrier constructed in normal path of river. Dam means it's constructed path, normal path of river is a contract, is a barrier constructed in normal path of river. The function of dam is provide head of water required for the electric power generation. It is created for the head. Dam means is the function. It is created for the head of the water. This dam is required for, this water is required for electric power generation. Electric power. Third one, trash rack. It prevents the unwanted debris in the penstock. So the trash rack, what is the function of trash rack? It is prevents the unwanted debris in the penstock. So in the dam and the power station between the connected in penstock, the water flow in the penstock, the trash rack is to prevent the unwanted particles. It is a unwanted dust particles, unwanted animal bodies, trees, some equipment does not enter into the penstock. It is called as trash rack. And the next one, sludge tank. It is very important. It is the largest cylindrical tank provided the downstream of penstock. Sludge tank, it is the largest cylindrical tanks provided at the downstream of penstock. What are the functions of penstock? First function, it regulates the water flow through the penstock. Regulate the water flow through the penstock. The second one, it is avoided to the it is avoided to water hammering effect. It is avoided to water hammering effect by using the function of sludge tank. What is meant by water hammering effect? Due to the penstock, due to the fluctuating the variations of pressure due to the water flow in the penstock, to reduce the water hammering effect, avoid the watering effect. Temporarily, another function is sludge tank. It is temporarily store the water in the like as a reservoir. So what are the functions of sludge tank? To regulate the water flow through the penstock. The second one is it's avoided to the water hammering effect. That is, it control the rapid variations of pressure due to the water flow in the penstock. In the water flow in the penstock, so sudden changes for the fluctuating the load and corresponding to the broken for the penstock, damage for the penstock, but because of to temporarily store the water in a sludge tank. This next one. So next one is the penstock. Penstock is pipe between sludge tank and turbine. The penstock means it travel the water between the sludge tank and turbines. It travel the water in the like as a pipe. And next one, spill waves. It acts as a safety valve for a dam, discharge the excessive water from the reservoir. So the spill waves nothing but gates. The use of the spill waves during the rainy seasons is a heavy water stored in the flowing the rivers during rainy seasons. Heavy water stored in the reservoir. The water comes in reservoir. It is excessive. To discharges excessive water from the reservoir, it is act as a spill waves, nothing but as a gate. It is protecting for the dam. It is protecting for the dam. So next one is the alternator. So alternators, this is the one of the synchronous generator. So synchronous generator, what is meant by generator? Generator, it converts mechanical energy into electrical energy. Those alternators, they are used for the salient pole type of constructing large diameter and shorter rudder. Those are salient pole type of rotors are used in the hydropower generation because of large diameter and smaller axial length and shorter rotor. And it's the large diameter, number of poles are increasing. So NS equal to 120 by F. So salient pole type of alternators are used in the hydropower generation. It has the low speed, about 300 RPM, because of large diameter and shorter rotor, small axial length. So next one, classification of hydroelectric power plants based on the Eight, different classifications of there. So first one is the classification of hydro power plant based on the head. So the based on the head, low head 2 to 50 meters, head 2 to 50 meters, 15 meters. In this low head power plant, by using Kaplan and propeller turbines. Low head is nothing but 2 to 15 meters head of water created in the dam. So Kaplan and propeller turbines are used. The second one is medium head power plant, medium head 15 to 17 meters. In this medium head power plants by using the turbines, Francis and Kaplan. And third one, high head power plant 70 to 1500 rpm, 1500 meters, the head of the water. So in this power plant, high head power plants are used in the turbines are Francis and Fulton wheels. And next one, very high head power plant, the greater than the 1500 meters, by using that in this power plant by using the Fulton wheel turbines are used in. Those are the based on head. Based on head, the power plants can be divided into four types. One is the low head power plant, 2 to 15 meters. They are used in the Kaplan and propeller turbines, and medium head power plant, 15 to 70 meters. Francis and Kaplan turbines. High head power plant, 70 to 500 meters. Francis and Fulton wheel. Very high head, greater than the 15 meters. Fulton wheel turbines are used. The next one. So based on the load characteristics, based on load characteristics, one is the base load plant, second one is peak load plant. What is meant by base load plants? What is meant by peak load plant? Those base load plant means those plants are operated the major portion of the load curve. Those plants are operated major portion of the load curve. Those plant is continuously power supplied to the grid throughout the year. The load factor is high. Those base load plants. Base load plant is example for base load plant is thermal power plant and nuclear power plant. Once again, for the base load plant, those plants are operated in a major portion of the load curve. Those plants are continuously supply power to the grid throughout the year. So the load power factor is very high. So the base load plant is the example for the base load plant is thermal power plant and nuclear power plant. The second one is the peak load plants. The peak load plants is those are designed to care of peak load on the grid. The load factor of the peak load plant is low. Peak load plant is low. So the peak load plant, those are designed to care of peak load on the grid. The load factor of those plant is low. Generally, pumped storage plants are used in the peak load plant. There is generally pumped storage plants are undergoes to the use of peak load plants. Thank you.